One common mistake I often see is not investing enough resources in the learning process. Many students are not professionals and do not plan to build a career as a painters or artists. That is understandable. However, the satisfaction of being able to turn what you have in your mind into an image is a rare and a deeply rewarding experience. This is what motivates many people to start painting. The issue appears when students try to make this experience deeper and more meaningful. At that point, they face an artistic contradiction. On one side, the pleasure of painting, on the other, the discipline required to truly learn. At the beginning, people are more motivated because painting is enjoyable and inspiring, often idealized by the romantic idea of the artist and today reinforced by social media. But when you enter the real practice, for example, portrait painting, reality changes and becomes much more demanding. Painting requires commitment, but not just any kind of commitment. It is not comparable to the effort required by many other activities. It is an unusual level of commitment that demands full concentration and constant attention. It involves observation, judgment, visual memory, and the ability to correct yourself. There are not shortcuts and not room for distraction. At this point, what seemed like a pleasant walk becomes a battle with yourself, especially with your own ego. The idea of "I already know how to do this" is a challenge. Very often students overestimate their abilities without a solid foundation. And when the results do not match expectations, frustration and resistance appear, and sometimes people give up. Some students forget to compare the colors they are applying with the colors already on the canvas. Others, carried away by enthusiasm, forget to clean their brushes between brushstrokes. The result is predictable. Colors mix unintentionally, contrasts disappear, and the painting slowly turns into a flat gray-brown monochrome. Even when these problems are clearly pointed out, there is often a strong resistance to change. In some cases, the resistance seems almost impossible to overcome. Correcting bad habits can feel harder than learning from the beginning, and this limits progress. The truth is simple and must be said clearly. Painting, especially portrait painting, requires respect, time, and a real investment. Not only emotional, but mental and practical. Without these, the experience remains superficial, pleasant, perhaps, but unproductive. Finally, if painting is a serious commitment, it is important to remember that commitments do not wait. Either you consciously decide to take responsibility, or time passes, energy fades, and the work remains unfinished. In painting, as in life, what is not faced with determination eventually becomes a limitation. If you want to see all video, why don't consider to subscribe at my Patreon page, level 2. Okay, see you there, bye.